morning. I'm going to hike the rest of the way, summit Kings Peak, and then pack all the way out. I really haven't set up my backpack at all, so once I get there, I'm gonna have to fully set up my backpack and change and get ready. I checked the weather before I came out here, and it said today may be cloudy, but it did not show any rain at all. So this is kind of a surprise to me. I'm prepared for the weather, I just wasn't expecting it. Honestly, I'm happy to see other cars out here, so I'm not the only one out on the mountain. We are here, skies are looking really good, heading in that direction. This direction should be okay, so we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I am just packing my bag right now, so I just got a few things, my clothes in there right now. Some of this stuff is gonna have to go in my pack, and I'm gonna change my clothes. Then I'm gonna start heading up. It is, let's see, a little after 5. It is 5:09 right now. I wanted to be here earlier, but it is what it is at this point. So I'm 1 mile in right here. I was worried about the altitude, but I'm not feeling it too much right now. I'm enjoying this nice flat area right now. So pretty much the first 8 miles looks like this. So it's not too bad, fairly flat, a little bit of elevation gain, but nothing bad at all. These are adult fruit snacks. So right here I'm about 5 miles in. I'm definitely in the shade. The sun has set behind the mountain over there. This is not ideally where I want to be. We'll see if I can make it at least another mile or 2 from here and then set up my little campsite before it gets too dark. It's going great though. I'm feeling really good. The trail's pretty mellow right here. Trying to keep a good pace and enjoying the journey. Just set up my camp spot for the night. I am sleeping in a hammock. It's not cold right now. I'm wearing this jacket to protect me from the mosquitoes. There are a lot of bugs right now, so this is home base for the night. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early and start making my way to Kings Peak. I didn't get as far as I wanted today. I probably got about 6.5 miles in. Look at this. Still got some light on the mountains back here, and I don't know if you can see Kings Peak back here, but he's there. I'm hoping to reach the summit before I get any crazy weather. The forecast looks good. I'm leaving most of my stuff here. I brought a small little, like a 4-liter bag, and I'm going to be filling that with stuff to eat, water, my filter, and summiting with that, and then on the way back down picking up my stuff and then heading back out. So that is the goal for tomorrow. I'm about to get cozy in my hammock here and eat some food and chill out for the night. 6:45, and I'm just leaving my little camping area. I just saw someone walking up the trail, which is crazy. That's the first person I've seen since like 8 o'clock last night. One of my first priorities for today is to get some water. So I'm almost out of water and I have my filter with me. So just looking for a good spot to scoop up some water and filter it. So I'm already back towards the trail. It's gonna be a beautiful day. The sun is just starting to hit Kings Peak. Starting to get a little glow on some of these mountains here. So pretty. So I found this cute little stream. Going to filter some water out of it. Got a delicious bag of water. We're going from this nasty yellow water to water that I can drink. Thank goodness for filters. Look like ET right now. That's really cute. I just got done filtering about 2 liters of water, and my pouch is about 3 liters, but my bag is only 4 liters, and I have snacks and stuff in there, so my bag is pretty full right now. But I'm not too worried about that. There is a lot of water along this trail, so. I had a Cliff Bar for breakfast and that little bit of black coffee that was rough. I'm almost to Gunsight Pass. Gunsight's just right up there. These mushrooms. Just walked into sun. My first sun on the trail so far this morning, and I will be in it for the rest of the way. The last part of this trail all the way to Kings Peak is super exposed and there's no shade, so it's been a little chilly though, so I'm enjoying this sun right now. I just passed Gunsight Pass, right back there, that mound of rocks, and I've never taken the shortcut before on this trail, so we're gonna give it a try. It's pretty scrambly, pretty steep, but it might save me some time and some effort, so cut my mileage back a little bit. So here we go. Above Gunsight Pass now, so it's pretty cool. Here's our first glimpse of Kings Peak. Been heading through this rock field. There's a few people out here, which is nice. I'm heading over to Anderson Pass, connecting with the real trail right here, heading up. So things are going good. So I just got to Anderson Pass. From. Pretty amazing. Happy to be at this point. I'm going to stop, take a break for a second. Alright. Just coming up after Anderson Pass. I'm 6 miles in right now from my campsite. Just taking in this view. This is my last climb to the summit. I'm assuming it's going to be fairly slow, and I'm okay with that. This is almost 7 miles from my campsite. So the last mile definitely took the longest. Been on the trail for 4.5 hours. So 7 miles in 4.5 hours. I'm just happy to be up here. I'm definitely feeling the elevation, the altitude. So I'm just soaking it all up. You can see all the way down that canyon. That's kind of where I came in, just on the other side of that little mountain over there. So got a long ways to go. Just made it back to Anderson Pass. Heading back down. I am just about out of water, so I am going to find a place where I can filter some water. I'm at 11.5 miles, feeling good. I'm about 2.5 miles-ish away from camp, so I'm making good time. It's almost 2 o'clock, it's 1:50, so things are going good. My feet are hurting just a little bit, but it's because of the super rocky summit and the shortcut, so to be expected. I have some turmeric pills in my car. When I get there, I have a lot of goodies in my car. I'm really excited to get to my car. There's Dollar Lake right down there. My phone died. I had a hard time finding my camp spot because I had it marked in my phone, but I found it. I cleaned up, I have everything packed in my backpack now, and I'm heading off this mountain. Stopped and filled up my water, and I am still moving. I am slowing way down though, I'm feeling it. I think I have about 4 miles left. My phone died on me. I don't know if the mileage is accurate, so I'm hanging in there. It's been a great hike so far. Just so happy to be out here. .618. Wow. Wowee wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. That was a lot. Time to review the Kings Peak hike. Oh my goodness, there's so much to review on this hike, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So I started this journey at the Henry's Fork Trailhead. I got there at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday, and there were cars there, which I was glad to see. It took me about 30-45 minutes to pack my bag, change my clothes, and be completely ready before I started embarking on the trip. So I got to the trailhead at about 5:45, which was essentially an hour later than I had planned, but it worked out okay. That first day I hiked 6.5 miles in. I was hoping to get to Dollar Lake at least that night. I just fell short of that by 1 mile or 1.5 miles. The bugs were so bad up there, and luckily I took mosquito spray, bug spray, and that helped quite a bit. However, it was definitely a constant battle the whole time. I also decided to pick up a rain tarp for my hammock before I went on this trip, and I'm really glad that I did. I ended up just laying it over my hammock and pulling it up over my head so that the bugs wouldn't eat me. So I didn't really set it up how it's supposed to be set up, but it was a lifesaver. While I was falling asleep, I would pull off the rain cover and just look at the stars, and the stars were incredible up there. You see the Milky Way, and it was stunning. After living in a city for so long, you kind of get used to not seeing the stars, so being out there and being able to see how bright and how infinite the skies were was really, really amazing. I'm gonna be completely honest, I slept like crap that night. So I am a side sleeper, and when you sleep in a hammock, you cannot sleep on your side. I was stuck sleeping on my back, and it was just really, really uncomfortable. I did wake up at one point to some animal making some really, really loud noises. The next morning, I woke up at like 4 a.m. My body was just awake, my mind was awake. I laid in the hammock for a while because it was pitch black, I couldn't see anything. And then by like 4:45, I started getting out of the hammock. So I got back on the trail to summit Kings Peak at about 5:45. I packed just a really small bag, 4-liter bag, and had snacks and water and my filter in it. I left my camping stuff at my site so I could summit, grab my stuff, and then pack out. From my campsite to Anderson's Pass, it was about 6 miles. And then from Anderson's Pass to the top of Kings Peak was about another mile. However, it is a slow mile. You take your time. There are lots of rocks. It's kind of like bouldering at some points, but oh my gosh, once you get to the top, it's insanely beautiful. It's so peaceful. I happened to be the only person there, so I took my time, ate snacks, just enjoyed the view, and soaked it up. From about Gunsight Pass on, I could definitely feel the elevation, so I was breathing pretty heavy. From about Anderson Pass to the top of Kings Peak, I was really feeling it. Every single step felt really difficult and challenging, and I was really, really excited to get to the top. That was really amazing to have just time by myself at the top of the tallest point in Utah. So according to Strava, Kings Peak is at 13,527 feet. I reached the peak at about 10:20-ish. So with my rest on top, my climb down from Kings Peak back to Gunsight Pass took a little bit over 2.5 hours. So I got to Gunsight Pass at around 1 o'clock, and I felt like I was making pretty good time then. My feet were definitely feeling it. Luckily, from a Gunsight Pass on, the trail gets much more maintained. There are still rocks, but it's not like you're rock hopping the whole time. And I was planning on using my Strava to find my campsite on the way back, and my phone died. My campsite was kind of off the trail in some trees, right? I was kind of just like walking the trail and off to the side a little bit and just like looking for my campsite. Luckily, I found it. I unpacked my little 4-liter bag, packed it back into my backpack, got everything mushed down into my bag, and threw it on my back, and then continued on. This is where I could tell my body started like breaking down a little bit, because I had already put 13-ish miles on my body. Then I put a 25-pound backpack on me, and I still had like 6.5 miles out. My body was definitely not happy when I started carrying that weight again. It was totally a mind game after that. My feet were screaming at me. I was just doing everything I could to take one step after the other after the other. My pace slowed down quite a bit then. So I ended up spending a little over 15 hours hiking, and that was both days combined. I spent a little over 24 hours total on the trail itself, and the whole hike itself was just about 25 miles. This was such an amazing hike for me. I was so excited to be able to accomplish this hike and do it solo. That is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know this was a bit longer than most of my videos, but there was a lot that was captured in these 2 days. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to my channel to see more hiking videos like this one. Thanks again for watching, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye!